4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
So for our third match of this playoff tournament, on the Red Alliance, we're going to have the People's Republic of China, Eritrea, Hope, and Vietnam. And they're going to be playing against the Blue Alliance, which is going to be formed by India, Jordan, Poland, and Ukraine, which is going to be, playing out on this game, but we'll see them later on as the tournament advances.
I was going to say the other team that is currently sitting on the bench right now, but we will see later on in competition is Team Eritrea. So again, there are going to be some wild cards that get thrown into the mix here, trying to make it interesting. In addition, the Blue Alliance making it interesting, going and dumping both of those types of particles in their electrolyzer.
I feel like we are going to be seeing the electrolyzer a little bit less than we had been seeing it before, as we get more of those robots that can compartmentalize. Yes, that can divide the hydrogen and the oxygen within their robots.
Now you see over there by the Red Alliance, by the hydrogen tank, almost a slam dunk type function. They're trying to get the Red Alliance not only up in the scoreboard, but also trying to get it ever so closer to that oxygen accumulator. It looked like that was a slightly different strategy, but the Blue Alliance is following to form as well right now.
Yes, India for the Blue Alliance dumping some of that hydrogen into the hydrogen tank, and it looks like they're also going to be trying to get as many hydrogen atoms within the tank as possible. Is it me, or are they pushing it as they deposit the atoms inside?
I was going to say they're doing some pushing and pulling, and they're pulling my heartstrings along with them. Jordan, one of the teams competing right now, is referred to as Robo Razors. They were established by students at the Al-Hassad Tarwabi schools in 2017. So again, a wealth of experience coming into this playoff round, into this year's competition.
We're getting to see some traffic within that blue oxygen. Yes, within that blue oxygen corner up on the top, but the Red Alliance was able to push their hydrogen tank all the way to the oxygen accumulator, just ready for those last 30 seconds. It's going to be very interesting to see if either one of these alliances can get that 1.3 conversion multiplier as we're getting to those last 15 seconds of the match, and they start to focusing a little bit more on the hydrogen hub.
In terms of Team Hope, they're one of the teams competing in this particular match, but everyone is hoping that we get some of that proficiency pointage at the very end. All 6 robots seem to be somewhat close to that hub.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lista teams within the reservoir boundary. Time is up for match number 3. We're going to have to wait and see how many hydrogen, how many oxygen, the type of alignment, the type of proficiency points on each one of these robots before we get to that final score in the end.
And we are getting towards the end of this year's first global challenge. The action has also been endless in order for us to get here right now. You see that central reservoir where all of that water is at the very beginning. We're trying to convert and separate those hydrogen and oxygen atoms from one another into a more useful form of energy. So when we're talking about hydrogen horizons, that's been the point of focus this year.
I want to take us back to one of the robots that we were looking at on the field, Team Hope. You know how we mentioned that their storage unit of the robot can actually be expanded to hold more hydrogen and more oxygen. So in the previous match, it might not have been as useful as there was a ton of oxygen and hydrogen on the field, but as we move along and as we see less availability of that hydrogen and oxygen on the field, it might be interesting to see if getting a hold of that extra amount of, sorry, I'm trying to get a shot of that robot up here on the top. It's going to be interesting to see if getting a hold of those extra game pieces might give them an advantage.
Advantages abound, and regardless of the advantages or disadvantages we might have as countries when we're facing the problem of climate change, we need to find the opportunities as well that exist as just opposed to those challenges. So we'll hopefully get you back up live with some of these scores from our referees in a second, and there they are.
121 points for the Red Alliance. It's going to be for the Team People's Republic of China, Team Vietnam, Team Hope, Team Eritrea, and for both alliances, we're getting 40 proficiency points, and we're getting perfect alignment with a 1.3 conversion multiplier. Let's go down to the field to see what the winning alliance has got to say about the match.